Today we are going to embark on a journey where we make marshmallows. Some of them will turn out great, like the Syrian marshmallows. I've also made normal marshmallows that kind of turned out okay. And then of course we've got some fails like these that completely solidified. So let's get started. So we're going to start by blooming the gelatin. I've got a bowl. Excuse me. Half a cup of water. Ooh, this stuff reeks. Then 3 tablespoons of gelatin. 2, 3. Doesn't look right. It's gonna bloom. I'm gonna put it over to the side. Next, I'm gonna prep the dish I'm putting the marshmallows in with some parchment paper. Good enough. And then cornstarch. This is prepared. I'm gonna put it to the side. Next, we are going to make a sugar syrup. I'm gonna use half a cup of water. A cup of honey is insane. That's basically this whole jar. Half a teaspoon of salt. Medium heat. Just mix everything till combined and don't touch. 230 degrees is insane. Okay, it says 10 minutes. That's gonna be useless because it's literally touching the bottom, but I'll just wait 10 minutes. The mixture is now at temperature, so I'm gonna take it over to the bowl and we can start mixing. Gelatin is bloomed. I've got this set up. We'll fix it later. Now for this batch, we are doing healthy. So I've got marshmallow root and vanilla sugar. Sorry, I need to keep an eye on the mixture. Also, you're supposed to do this in a stand mixer, but I can't afford one of those. The one thing I will say is the last time I did this was like a decade ago. I tried to use a hand mixer and it was the bane of my actual existence. So the only thing I remember from that result is that the marshmallows were good. This beef gelatin stinks, and I refuse to do it without a stand mixer. But here we are. We're unboxing as well. Wow. I am gonna go ahead and wash this guy. I forgot which one I put this one in. It says to start off by mixing this guy. Whoa, this one's different. Now I'm gonna bring over the sugar mixture. I dropped my whisk, my spatula. Okay, there's my sugar. So you're supposed to use a stand mixer. So the instructions are kind of meant for a stand mixer, which I don't have. What is that? What is that? Obviously something went very wrong. That is too hot. I think I made the mixture a little too hot. What do I do? I genuinely, listen, I followed the instructions. That thermometer though. Okay, I'm just gonna collect the random bits and pieces. And then we're gonna do, see that? No, look, it's like, what the hell? I am just gonna go ahead and mix this off camera. It's gonna mix for 6 to 10 minutes until it has peaks. So I'll be back. So this is marshmallow fluffy. I attempted to put it in this contraption. I'm upset that it tastes like honey, but like I shouldn't be because, come on. That does not feel like. Hopefully it tastes better tomorrow. This is what it looks like. I'll be back for the results soon. Hopefully it doesn't work out and I don't have to eat it. Dun, dun, dun. This one is too gelatinous. That's for sure. I think this one worked out really, really well. I don't know how I'm gonna get it out though. Look at that. Cornstarch was definitely necessary. So. I don't know. I actually don't know how to get it out. So I'm just gonna start by adding the cornstarch to the top so it's not sticky. bloop, 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 bloop. It's actually so fun. I think using less gelatin actually was totally fine, which is crazy because usually things with too little of gelatin, like if you do Jello with too little of gelatin, it won't set, but it worked out. Okay. And then I'm just gonna cut it off the parchment. Oh, okay. How? Interesting. I don't know how to get it off the bottom. Like it absorbed the cornstarch that I put, I guess. I don't really know. Like I can't just peel it off. Oh, there's the cornstarch. There it is. Okay, it's peeling off a little. This patch is rough. Why? It is wet. I don't know how I feel about it. Okay. There. Like this is a really airy, foamy texture. It's really interesting. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It cuts so well. This is such a fun texture. Let me just taste test it. Also, the color is actually pretty cool. Okay, I love, love, love this texture, not the flavor. I don't like honey, which is my fault. Like I should have not used honey. I know that if I did, like this would be so good. So I'm gonna give it to some honey lovers. Love this recipe. I think I would swap it out. The thing is I put less gelatin. So I think that's kind of what I need to do from now on to get the texture, because this is the texture of the Syrian marshmallows that I'm obsessed with. So I need to experiment to try that. For this attempt, we're just gonna do normal marshmallows. So I'm gonna start off by blooming the gelatin. Into this bowl, half a cup of water, 7 teaspoons of gelatin, 2. This is gonna chill. We're gonna head over to the stove. So now that we're at the stove, I am going to go ahead and start mixing everything. This I will clean, I promise. It's from all my baking. 2.5 cups of sugar. 2.5 cups of sugar is wild. 1, 2.5, 1/3. 2/3 cup of water. Now, stir until the sugar is moistened. Make an X with the sugar using your finger. It went away. What was the point? What was the reason? Heat on medium to high heat until the sugar comes to a boil. All right, now that it is at a rolling boil, I'm gonna go ahead and lower the heat and cover it. And then I'm gonna let it sit like this for 2 minutes, and then we will bring out the candy thermometer and do the stressful part. All right, it's been 2 minutes. Dun, da, da, da. Whoa. Okay. No sugar crystals on the sides of the pan. Yeah, but there's a ton of sugar in the middle. So I just let it do its thing. Whatever, we're just gonna go with the flow, I guess. This one actually says to take the temperature to 245 to 250, which is a lot higher than last time, which is kind of scary because last time it went too hard. Like it became crystals. There's like a bunch of honey crystals everywhere. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna hit the 230 or whatever I hit last time. Okay, it is at temperature, so we're gonna move over to the table. Now we're here with the semi-bloomed gelatin. I don't know why it's looking like that. So now is where I'm going to explain the experiments. I am going to make a few batches of stuff for this guy. We are going to do 1, just normal marshmallows in a pan. 2, I'm going to try to make Syrian marshmallows using this. And 3, I'm gonna try to make mini marshmallows and like pipe marshmallows using a bag. Now that we're here, I'm gonna just prep the containers. ready. We're gonna start. I think the hot sugar water mixture syrup, it crystallized. The sugar is a crystal right now. Did it cool too fast or something? I'm just gonna cry a little bit. What the hell? So I contemplated remaking it, but then I did some research, and if you just reboil it and bring it back up to temperature without touching it, it did end up getting fixed. So I went ahead and used that batch instead. Okay, we're now close to soft peaks. So I'm gonna add in my vanilla. And then I just want to say this one smells so much of gelatin. My room smells like beef. We're at Whoa, my shoes are sticking. Ugh, my shoes are sticking. We're at Marshmallow Fluff. I decided to downgrade the main marshmallow container just because I realized there's not enough and I want to make the Syrian one the biggest batch. So I think I can just gonna close. For the Syrian marshmallows, this is what it looks like. So what it is a layer of candy, marshmallow layer candy. This is stale. It is so old, but I kept it so I could show you, but it is really fluffy. It's got this coating of sugar on the outside, which I think I will add tomorrow when I slice everything. To make this work, initially I was gonna do it on that metal tray, but I think it has to go in here. This needs cornstarch. My shoes, I sound like a little kid. Kind of need to act quick. So I've just got these. I'm just gonna line the bottom. There's like a little gap here. I'm worried the marshmallow is just gonna pour out. If worse comes to worse, I'll just cut off the excess. Yep, it's just pouring. I don't know if I should put these on now. Will this float on top? No. Let's see. No, I think I'll wait a couple of hours and then I'll add them. Okay, this one's off. Last but not least, in a pipe. I accidentally burnt the bag with the pan, but we're gonna ignore it because it kind of sealed itself. Kind of, I just ripped it open. This is gonna be so messy. So I've got some marshmallow goo in the bag. It tastes like gelatin. Ugh. But I know tomorrow it'll taste fantastic. Don't ask me how or why. I just dipped my sleeve. This is what I've got. I'm gonna this big? Oh, that was too big. That was too big. That's not it, Chief. Okay. I think I need to do a container of cornstarch and make little divots. Lines in the cornstarch. Okay. Okay, that flopped a little. Maybe, oh, that's working. Okay. This stuff is so messy. I feel like I should have blended it a little more. That's good. I do have a lot of extra marshmallow. I don't know what to do with it. Mini marshmallows off. Just gonna pour the marshmallow here. I can cut it into mini marshmallows because they'll be thinner. I want to see if this is ready for the candy on top. I hope. Yeah. These guys are off to chill for a whole freaking day. The normal marshmallows. I don't know what happened here. I think I let them dry too long because that's what happened. They formed like a macaron crust. I will say the marshmallow part is good, but like that is crazy. I should have covered them, but the recipe didn't say anything about covering them. I do want to try to make Rice Krispies, so I'm going to try to see. That is crazy. That is crazy. It's like meringue. That's what it's like. But I didn't use eggs. Probably the sugar. I probably overmixed it. But like, see down here, this is marshmallow. So that's really frustrating. Let me see this one. Even the cornstarch part is, I mean, it's kind of squishing, but that is crazy. This is so sad. Okay, let's try to see if even the deep one, let's see. Oh, see, this is marshmallow. The top isn't. Oh, okay. Oh, this is such a good texture. So this is a really good marshmallow texture. It's not as good as the honey one, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna use these to make the Rice Krispies just because I wanna see if I can make Rice Krispies with homemade marshmallows. And I wonder if, once I heat this up, if it will go back because I don't wanna waste it. This one is a lot more airy and jiggly, whereas this one is like a little tougher and more like gelatinous, like a gummy bear. So I'm gonna put these off to the side. And now let's cut open the Syrian candy, which actually did keep its texture because I had covered it with this one. Hopefully it is salvageable. I'm gonna just use the knife, spray it with oil again. And I'm just gonna cut. Yeah, see, this is more of a typical marshmallow, which isn't bad at all. I'll take it over what the other ones turned out. Yeah, this is good. Let me cornstarch this one. For these, you actually don't cornstarch the edges, you use raw sugar. So I'm gonna grab a container of that so I can toss them in that. So I've got a bowl. I'm just gonna put some sugar and then I'm gonna chop them. They're chopped diagonally, I can tell. However, I don't want to waste. So I'm gonna be lame and chop. Should I have chopped the other way first? Yeah, okay. Oh, and it's just peeling off. It is just peeling off. That's not good. What do I do? It dissolved. I think I needed to put it on after. Rub it in sugar. Actually, that helped with the sliminess. I think it just needs to dehydrate a little bit. But actually, this is spot on, minus the, yeah, that. We're gonna ignore that for now, but it is like spot on. Oh my gosh, wait, let me grab the real deal. There we go. Look at it. The candy's there, the sugar coating. I'm definitely gonna dehydrate these a little bit. So let me just put them in, let me chop them up, roll them into sugar. I'm just gonna do the rest of these off camera, but look at how these are. I can't tell you how happy I am. This is so nostalgic. Like, oh, I'm so happy. This is amazing. I do think I need to put them on a tray to dry a little bit. That's what I'm gonna do with them. I'm gonna coat them all in sugar, put them on a tray and let them dry for about like an hour, just so that, because you can see like they're sweating. Like they've been running or something. They're sweating. But these were amazing. They taste amazing. The marshmallow is vanilla-y. It's fluffy. It's fresh. It's not like stale, minus obviously my crunchy ones. But with that, these guys are off and I will do the rest of these off camera. It's been a couple of hours. These guys have been sitting out. They are actually pretty dry now. And you can see everything is holding together. The sugar is now sugary. I am so happy with these. They turned out so well. I am so shocked. I didn't think it'd be that easy to make, but it truly is. So with that, I am off to eat these all in one sitting now that I know how easy it is to make. These are all of the leftover marshmallows. So we've got this one. It is very crusty, but this one actually worked very, very well. So with this one, and then I'm gonna see what I can salvage. Like I'm gonna try these out first to make the Rice Krispies, and then I don't want to use these. Maybe I'll use these for I put mini marshmallows inside of my Rice Krispies, so I might do that with these. To make the Rice Krispies, I've got my pan. I put about a tablespoon of butter, and then I'm gonna melt these. So let's head on over to the stove. Now, I usually do this on a low heat. I don't do all of, oh, okay, hold on. Let's melt the butter first, like a normal person. Okay, I usually melt the butter. Once it's melted, I'll add the marshmallows. Again, lowest heat possible, because burning marshmallows means you've canceled your opportunity to do this recipe. Because this is a smaller batch, I actually think that's enough butter. I'm just gonna swirl it around the pan. You want it to coat the edges. Like, see how I'm rubbing it around the edge? You want it to coat everything, because this is what ensures that the marshmallow doesn't stick. I'm gonna let it melt. I also recommend a rubber spatula for this, which, where did mine go? Rubber spatula just makes your life so much easier. Also, all of the recipe can basically be done inside the pot. You can bring literally the cereal and everything into the pot. So I usually do it all here. Once you've coated the entire pan, you're pretty much good to go to adding the marshmallow in. So you're gonna do this. The smaller the marshmallow, the faster it will melt, and the less likely it is to burn. Oh, that is melting so quickly. Oh, okay. We'll take it. I usually keep stirring just because it melts pretty quickly. Also, the crunchy bits melted. So definitely an option for if you accidentally make a bad batch of marshmallows. So I might bring more of them over. This is really liquidy. It usually doesn't get like this. For cereals in my Rice Krispies, I use normal crispy rice, and I like to use the fruity cereal. Gives it a good flavor and a good color. Then I use flaky sea salt. We're eyeballing our measurements because I don't know. It depends on your preference. I'm gonna add in my flaky salt. They're not sticking. Okay, but see how there's like stringy marshmallow? That's how you know it's like the right ratio. Everything is coated, but there's still enough to hold it together and squish. So now I'm going to transfer this. I didn't put enough butter, so I'm just gonna, okay. I did want to do the mini marshmallows. I don't know how to do that. Do I just do little, okay, we're just doing, here, let me bring it closer. So I just took some of this and I'm just putting it around, and it's gonna melt inside. I'm hoping it'll also act as glue, because clearly something's wrong with this recipe because it's not really working. This is so gross. I am just gonna let it set and then I'll come back with an update. Although I have a feeling it didn't work. Yeah, it's just so crumbly. Yeah, it's off to set. I let the Rice Krispies chill. That ain't a Rice Krispie. I think what happened, what I am now gathering from a little bit of research. So when I made the sugar syrup, it ended up crystallizing. And so because of that, the sugar syrup never really ended up getting to the right texture and the right consistency for making marshmallows. So what I think ended up happening is when I reheated it, I messed with the sugar crystallization, whatever, again, which is why it's so It's basically what I made Frosted Flakes, right? Frosted Flakes are the ones with the sugar coating. That's basically what these are. It will also come out as like one, actually, yeah. You can see it's literally cereal. So what I think I'm gonna do is either grab marshmallows and make them again, or I think what a better idea is to just eat it as cereal for breakfast. With that, I'm off to deal with this mess. But the rest of the recipes were a success, and I am so happy that it turned out actually so easy to make marshmallows, because I think I'm gonna make them from now on because the nearest marshmallow place from me is a whole state over.